Hey everyone, how do I sound? Oh my gosh. Everybody, welcome back to my channel. Let me see. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let me get on my other device. Welcome, 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 welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Happy Labor Day, right? Am I on the right holiday? Just saying. Okay. Welcome, welcome everybody. Shout out to everybody. I didn't even start the intro. I'll start the intro here in a little bit. Hopefully give people some time to get in here. Do I sound a little bit better. I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there, all right? Um, I'm getting there. Ooh. Okay, it's not Bo. Bo loves biochemistry. Sorry, my love. Sorry, 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 sorry. I just thought it was like beauty. Gotcha. Bo loves biochemistry. Shout out to you. Okay, let me look at all the members that are here in the house. It's been a minute since I've been live. I think what, 2 days? Is what happens when you take like when you're sick and you have to just be off for a little bit. Shout out to everybody, Peekaboo. I know the notifications are slow, so hopefully they'll start going out there. Liz, everybody, Nicole, Sushi, welcome. Liz, I see. Let's see. Wim, how you doing, love? All right. How do I sound? Christy, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Bo, welcome. Shauna B. Yes, everybody. Comeback drummer, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see everybody coming through. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. It does help in the algorithm. Thank you so much. I sound a little bit fabulous? A little bit. Lace and Chains, how you doing? Neat Noodle, welcome. Okie, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Natural, welcome. How you doing? Daisy Girl, Deborah, how you doing, love? Shout out to everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming through. I'm just happy everybody's here. Everybody's in the house, for the most part. I'm gonna start our intro, and that way we can get right into the content before my like voice completely leaves me. I'm trying my best to just, get to where we need to go, and we will start right now. Alrighty, righty, righty. Welcome back to my channel. T Marie, welcome. Kat, Shopaholic, Ines, welcome, welcome. Everybody come through. Thank you guys for being here so, so much. Shout out to the 61 people here in the chat. I appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you're hitting the like button. All right, I got to get right to the point of this situation. So I want to say about a week ago, I might have been on Twitter twittering, I guess, and came across this like report, and it was in Spanish about this lady and her son being a soldier at Fort Cavazos. I think it's Cavazos, Fort Cavazos. So I know of Fort Cavazos because of its name change. It was formerly Fort Hood. For those that don't know what Fort Hood is, if you think of Vanessa Guillen, all right, the girl that was murdered and she reported sexual harassment to her superiors there, and they did nothing. Right, they didn't address it. They let her kind of be. She was, making this outcry, and people just kept quiet. So then she was murdered, all right? And recently, the girl that was an accomplice to it actually received, I think, 30 years to life or something like that. So they had a name change. It went from Fort Hood to Fort Cavazos. Cavazos. There's an O there, pretty sure. Yeah, they did the name change, I want to say about a year ago, pretty Pink Survivor. They did. They did. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to name change so they would get rid of kind of like that bad press that they were getting. Well, in the last month, four soldiers, one, two, three, four, died. I was watching a couple of the reports and they were in Spanish, and it was like specifically parents speaking out because their deaths were being ruled as suicides. How does four people die and they're all suicides? Y'all can change the name to that place. You can renovate, plant pretty flowers and all this stuff, as if we would forget, especially the Latino community, right? As if we would forget like what happened and how Vanessa was failed. And not only Vanessa, but there's been others that have been failed as well. All right. So let me get right to it. Hey, Christy B, welcome, welcome. Let me get right to it. All right. So the U.S. Army did a little statement. They were like, they did the little blanket statement. We are trying to investigate. We're trying to determine. We're trying to figure out. But it doesn't look like these are all, connected, these deaths. Four soldiers died in the last month, and some of them have been ruled as suicide. And I ain't seen anybody here on YouTube really talk about it, so I kind of wanted to bring attention to it. Absolutely, no, we will never forget. We will never forget. Never, never, never. I think it's BS. They changed the name from a Confederate general to honor a Hispanic American. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like the whole name change doesn't really. Um, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like it just feels off to me personally. I honestly think it was a PR move. That's just my thought. But let's go ahead and go to a couple of sources that are speaking about this. One of those being the, what is it, kcenttv.com, who did a little piece on it. Let me see if I can play this. Might have to refresh it. 1 second, y'all. Here we go. And of course, ads. Let's skip that real quick.
Tragic news tonight. 4 soldiers have died at Fort Cavazos over the past month. This, according to a media release from the Post. The release says all 4 deaths were male soldiers assigned to the 1st Cavalry Division, but have nothing in common beyond that. The base is withholding personal information of the soldiers out of respect for their families. The first 3 deaths prompted a decision to host counselors and group discussions over topics like coping skills and stress. Officials are still investigating the series of deaths.
No, and Rachel, I'm not debating that. I'm saying that I find it weird that they would do a name change. That's all. I feel like it was more of a PR move. That's just my thought. You could change the name, but you can't change the corruption. That's just my opinion. Local news is covering this. I'm honestly a little surprised. Are you? Because I was like, when I was hearing about this, and a lot of it was from the Spanish speaking, like Univision and all these like Latin American stations. And I just found it so weird to me that it was like, all right, like some people are covering it and some people are not. Yeah, I feel like it was a PR move. Like I get it that they're trying to honor, whatever, I get it. Don't get me wrong. But for me, it seems very PR-ish to have done that. Now, they said 4 male soldiers. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily the truth, okay? Let me play this, all right?
Un informe del ejército ha confirmado que la muerte de la soldado latina Ana Basaldua se trató de un suicidio. Sin embargo, su madre no opina lo mismo.
Es súper delicado
Explain it in
esto.
Spanish, we'll
Asumo
translate
la
it.
responsabilidad de mis palabras como madre, como mujer, como ciudadana. Yo sigo diciendo que a mi hija la suicidaron.
El pasado 13 de marzo, Basaldua fue encontrada muerta en la base militar de Fort Hood. Tenía apenas 21 años y se había quejado de sufrir acoso por parte de uno de sus superiores.
En ese momento no era una relación la que ella tenía, fue una persona con la que ella se llevaba bien y me decía, mami, pero como que está mal del cerebro, dice, no me deja platicar con casi nadie, no deja que casi nadie se me acerque. Mami, a veces ni siquiera te puedo mandar mensajes ni hablarte por teléfono porque se incomoda porque agarro mi teléfono. Dice, ay, de repente me siento asfixiada.
En 2020, los restos de Vanessa Guillén, otra soldado latina, fueron encontrados cerca de la misma base militar. Se cree que un soldado la asesinó a golpes con un martillo.
Yo me di cuenta de Vanessa hasta que pasó lo de Ana Fernanda. Y Ana Fernanda nunca me lo mencionó, o sea, como que en realidad no le dio la suficiente importancia, más sin embargo, ella no estaba a gusto ahí. Ella vivió muchas situaciones ahí. Algo también que no se ha hablado es que a ella la asaltaron también ahí en la base militar. La investigación tampoco habla de esto. No solamente...
Yes, let me pause this right here, okay? So this was posted a day ago on Univision Noticias, right? So another the Latin American Univision, for those that are not aware of what that is. So this is mom, and she's talking about the fact that her daughter, and as JJPB put it here, it's very delicate. As a mother and a citizen, I kept saying that my daughter, they suicide her. Her daughter was complaining about somebody at the base. Okay. So I don't know if out of the 4, if she's one of them, because they said 4 males. She's a female. 4 males? 3 males and a female? Have you, Rachel? Thank you for sharing, Rachel. I mean, is it like a quiet type of like what is this? Mom is saying that she didn't really know about Vanessa Guillen until after. 4 males, 3 men and 1 woman. She was talking about somebody bugging her too. She said the Fort Hood base. We all know is the, what is it, Fort Cavazos. Something's up here. She's saying that her daughter was sexually harassed. And she went through something as well. So they find her and as well as everybody else in the barracks. Like, I guess I'm just confused by this. That is crazy, Rachel. Says a lot of harassment goes unreported because we're threatened with retribution. And thank you for your service, Rachel. You served 8 years, or excuse me, you served 4 years. There was always a dog and a pony show. Not surprised anymore. What the hell is going on there? How do 4 people just die? Especially overseas? Yeah. So this is one. This is just one, okay? We're going to go over to TikTok real quick. Because TikTok, there's a creator there that did more reports on Alfredo Martinez, another soldier, okay? young guy. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So here's one. I don't think that they have the people correctly reported. I'm just letting you know as far as how the media goes.
This past weekend, Fort Cavazos, formerly Fort Hood, lost another soldier. And according to initial reports, they're telling the family that it was self-unaliving. Sergeant Alfredo Martinez just celebrated his 30th birthday on August 19th. According to an anonymous source close to the situation, Sergeant Martinez and 2 other soldiers were off base, possibly in housing, hanging out, and they began playing with it. And allegedly, according to one of the soldiers, Sergeant Martinez turned away from them and unalived himself with it.
So he's hanging out with these soldiers, right? They find a gun, and he decides to play with it, and he decides to unalive himself. He was in a group of other soldiers, or I don't want to call them friends unless I know that they're friends. But we truly don't know what happened here. This is of the 2 that we know of that have unalived themselves at Fort Cavazos. Something's going on down there. I mean, it's the death camp. Let's just be real. I'm a little surprised that bigger outlets aren't looking into this. Where are the investigative journalists into this? I mean, more information needs to come out about this.
They're saying that the other soldier is remaining quiet about the situation.
Of course.
In a news interview, Sergeant Martinez's family said they were told that this happened in the barracks. I suspect they were told it happened on base and they assumed it was in the barracks, but if it was in housing, that would be referred to as on base as well. According to his family, he didn't like being at that command. Nobody does, from what I'm hearing, but he did not have any type of suicidal ideations. In fact, he had plans for this upcoming weekend that he was looking forward to. Those close to Sergeant Martinez, both his family and people who knew him on base, all believe that there's no way he did this intentionally.
No way.
According to my source, leadership broke the news to their formation on Monday and then told everybody to get back to work because that's what Martinez would want them to do. This is the 4th self-unaliving incident that's come out of Fort Cavazos in the last couple weeks. The previous 3 were all from the same unit. How many more is it going to take for Big Army to step in and shut the base down while they make serious changes? I've been told that soldiers' mental health concerns are not being treated properly. I'm also being told that they're not being trained properly on the Brandon Act, which was recently passed. The Brandon Act allows for military members to confidentially initiate a mental health evaluation through their supervisor, E5 and above. Once that's initiated, it is on the supervisor to ensure that they get that evaluation. What I'm being told, and this is third party, is that when soldiers go to their supervisor to initiate this evaluation, they're being referred to a 30-day evaluation facility, but then their commanders are denying them the ability to go.
That's crazy.
As much as I'd like to say that this is a violation of the Brandon Act, it almost seems like they're using the loophole of as soon as possible to stop them from going. This is why it's imperative that our elected officials don't just pass policy and then go on about their day, but they pass policy and they provide oversight to ensure that that policy is being adhered to. Because without oversight, it doesn't matter. This past weekend, Fort Cavazos, formerly Fort Hood, lost another soldier. And according to initial reports, they're telling the family that it was self-unaliving. Sergeant Alfredo Martinez just celebrated his 30th birthday on August 19th. According to an anonymous...
I need to know what you guys think here in the comments about this situation. It is not just the Army. There are incidents in the Navy. Every military, right? Marines mostly, Air Force, Space Force. I'm not too familiar. I mean, it sounds like everybody. So in Rachel saying here, if you report mental health, you're like blacklisted. You're a target for harassment. Oh my God. From leadership, vertically and horizontally, fellow soldiers. It's a small city. All branches have their issues. Yeah, but like, they can't just shut down the bases. But 4 people, you guys, 4 people in 1 month. Like, what do you do? What are you supposed to do in situations as such? It's like another. It just. I mean, is this the thing? Is that the thing we do now, or I
This
guess
is a case of 20-year-old Ana Basaldua Ruiz and how she was found dead inside a base of Fort Hood, Texas. Ana was born on October 18, 2002 in Michoacan, Mexico. She lived there with her mother Alejandra and with her sister Natalie, and her father actually lived in Long Beach, California. In 2020, Ana decided that she wanted to move to the United States, so she decided to enroll in the Army.
Wow.
She had a dream of having a successful career in the military, and she wanted to serve her country proudly. Because of the pandemic, her enrollment was delayed.
This girl wasn't even from here. She was from Michoacan, Mexico. That's where she was from. She wanted to enroll in the military. She wanted to serve the country that she fell in love with. And this is the BS that she gets? Her death is ruled into a suicide? That's just crazy to me.
Was delayed, so she wasn't able to actually enroll until 2021. Once the enrollment went through, they sent her to live at a base in Fort Hood, Texas. Now, if you're wondering why Fort Hood sounds so familiar, it's because that's the same base that 20-year-old Vanessa Guillen lived at when she was murdered. If you recall from Vanessa's case, she had told her friends and family that she was being sexually harassed by someone at the base. Well, it turns out that Ana did the same thing. She told her friends and family that she was being sexually harassed by one of her sergeants. At first, Ana was scared to come forward because she didn't want to get in trouble or get kicked out. Then she realized that the harassment needed to stop, so she told her superiors, but nothing was done about it. They told her that they would move the sergeant to another area, but they never did that. Instead, they actually transferred Ana to a different platoon and just kind of hoped that the complaints would stop. But they didn't. Ana told her friends and family that she was still being harassed and she didn't know what else to do. At one point, someone at the base had tried to choke Ana. She told this person to stop, and this guy kind of just laughed at her and made it seem like it was a joke. On March 8th, 2023, Ana called her mother Alejandra and told her that tough things were happening to her. She said things were not going well at the—
Can you imagine, like, feeling like she couldn't report this? Not only that, like, you're not trying to lose your status as well, right? You're not trying to be— It is a constant thing for the Latino community to feel this way, and I speak as experience, right? Where you're not trying to be you're trying to fly under the radar as much as you can and not trying to shake anybody's table, because if you do, can you imagine, you're not a citizen, you're just trying to serve your country, potentially get some, uh, uh, whatever it is that you're trying to get, progress in your life, in your future, and then this is the BS you got to deal with. You can't even report when somebody's sexually harassing you. This is a pattern. Vanessa Guillen tried to report this shit too. Where's she at now? Now this young girl ruled a suicide? That's ridiculous. It's very disgusting. Let me hit play on this.
Base, and that she wanted to move back to Mexico and be with her family. On Saturday, March 11th, Ana texted her father Baldo and told him that things were not going well and that she wanted to die. Baldo immediately texted his daughter back but received no response. None of his messages were going through, so he decided to check Ana's location, and it showed that it last pinged at a park inside the base. The next day, on Sunday, March 12th, he tried to contact his daughter but once again received no response. Then, on Monday, March 13th, 2023, military representatives arrived to Baldo's job and told him, "Your daughter is dead."
Oh my
After
God.
this, they called Alejandra, who was back in Mexico, and they told her over the phone, "I'm sorry, but your daughter is dead." They told her that they found Ana with a noose around her neck and that they believed that Ana took her own life.
Nope.
As soon as Alejandra heard this, she knew that they were wrong. There was no way that Ana would ever do this to herself or to her family. Ana's friends also came forward and said that yes, she was feeling down, but that she wouldn't do this. She actually had plans to go visit Long Beach, California on March 31st to be—
Yeah, you think she wasn't feeling down given the fact that the people, her they were harassing her, they were bugging her? I mean, she was making these statements with her to her mom. That's just insane to me. What the hell is going on down there?
with her friends and family. She also told her friends that as soon as her contract ended in August with the military, she was not going to renew it and she was going to officially move to Long Beach, California. There, she was going to have a fresh start, and she was so excited about this.
So because of this, the family feels like it's very odd that Ana would take her own life when she was so excited about the future. The family asked the military, is there any evidence to prove that Ana did this to herself? And they said no. There were no witnesses, no cameras, nothing to show that Ana did this. Okay, more in part 2. This is a case of 20-year-old Ana Basaldua Ruiz and how she was found dead inside a base.
I really like how she did her breakdown. Shout out to her. I just can't believe this. Like, really? Oh, she's done a lot of breakdowns. Shout out to this TikToker. My goodness. I don't get it.
Why isn't the media talking about the fact that another woman who served at the 4th Hood military base was just found unalive? Let's talk about it. Ana Basaldua was a 21-year-old combat engineer at Fort Hood. On multiple occasions, she had told her family that she was being SA'd by a superior. This isn't the first time this has happened at Fort Hood to a woman. This story is almost parallel to what happened to Vanessa Guillen. We need to
I can't, man. I didn't even know Fort Hood changed its name until tonight, Robbie. Yeah, they did. Rachel, I mean, she gave us a little bit more information on that. It's not new. They're just getting caught up. But now it's like, well, okay, so that is Ana's death. What happened to Alfredo? They also ruled that as a suicide, by the way. There's 2 other soldiers, and then they said the media reported that it was 4 males. It wasn't 4 males, unless somehow it was 4 men and a woman. Bad publicity. They could say that they did it for whatever. I personally think it was bad publicity. Personal experience, things happen behind the scene, closed doors. Even from your own ethnicity, you can be backstabbed. Cover-ups or minimizing is nothing new. I haven't seen a whole lot of people speak on this, and that's why I was like, where's all the coverage on this?
We need to ensure that we continue to advocate for her and say her name so that her and her family will receive the justice that they deserve. Why isn't the media talking about the fact that another woman who served at the...
Yeah, I'm just like, I cannot.
I wasn't going to speak on this only because I think that this shit is normal at this point.
Oh my God.
Like, this shit happens all the time. But the more that I think about it, the more I should speak on it, right? Because I feel like as an NCO, we have an impact. We have the ability to influence, right? All that shit the Sergeant Major says. But shit like this makes me hate my fucking job. I'm supposed to watch these kids, bro. Sergeant, I'm buying my first car. Sergeant, my mom is sick and I don't know what to do. Some of these kids haven't seen their parents in 3 years. And they look up to me. And I'm supposed to keep them safe. And I can't keep them safe from other motherfuckers that look like this. This shit, it breaks my fucking heart, man. I can't do this anymore. Like, this shit makes me, like, want to be done. Who the fuck cares if some bitch-ass PSG is fucking the one that's sexually assaulting or fucking making sexual advances to one of your soldiers and you're an E5? Fucking man the fuck up and say something. This shit doesn't mean anything to me. I'll lose this shit. I'll get it again. I promise you. Y'all are so scared to lose rank, and you won't fucking do it. My job as an NCO is to protect these little kids, man. And I can't do it, man. I can't. I promise you that if I saw my soldiers sitting back there, not saying anything, when some shit like that is going down, I would destroy them. Like, crush their fucking soul. This is y'all's family, and you letting somebody do that to your sister?
Oh my God.
To your daughter? That's how you feel? I don't even know her. I don't know anyone in Fort Hood. And it affects me a lot. People not in the military will never understand the type of bond that you have with other service members. They won't. Especially if you combat arms. You don't get it. And if I failed one of my soldiers by not seeing that, I think that would be the time I take off this uniform and never put it back on again. Every single leadership that she had, from the team leader to the commander, needs to be fired. Gone. She was only 20 years old, man. 20. She had a whole life ahead of her. But because you motherfuckers couldn't keep your hands to yourself, you ruined some little girl's life. This shit just bothers me, bro. I wasn't going to speak on this only because I think that...
I don't even know. So far, I know of 2 names. I don't think it's the same leaders. Yeah, right. JJPB. And then they wonder why the military sign up percentages are so low. All respect to those who serve. But if I don't want my damn kids. I do not want. No, I wouldn't. To have my children. I mean, why? Hell no. Hell no. I'm sorry. Like, come on now. How could you? How could you want? I just don't get it.
Lamentable noticia de última hora. Se confirma que un soldado latino se ha
Hold on. It's in Spanish. I'm gonna see if I can find it in English.
Aquí en Texas hay una familia.
I don't know what to say, yo. Like, and there isn't a lot of coverage. Oh my goodness, on Alfredo. Jeez, TikTok be off the chain. He's showing us some crazy shit sometimes. I'm not trying to get banned. I just I don't understand how. Like, it's like the how behind this. Who are the other soldiers? I don't even know what the names are. I'm gonna be honest with you. So we have 4 people that have passed away. Do we know all their names? No. I don't. I'm looking and I couldn't even find. And let me see if I can. Hold up, y'all. Something just came through. No, Faith, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Nothing is really like, there isn't a whole lot of reports on this. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, why? Other than Fort Cavazos changing their name? Hold up, y'all. Let me see if I can find more information on this. Nothing. Alfredo Martinez. Nope, nothing. Not like, who are the other soldiers that passed away? I don't know. If you guys have been following and you have the story, I mean, I know, Rachel, but it's like very little information that I have. I only know of the 2, and I've been trying to look for the other ones. 4? How did they pass away? We have no idea. We know one of them is trying to be ruled as a suicide. And this was a statement that they made on August 29th. In the wake of these losses, our leaders are engaged with the families of the deceased to ensure they have information and resources they need. Our leaders also work hard to protect the privacy of these families as they mourn the loss of their loved ones. Like, what? Who are all of them? What happened to them? Right, before? I'm looking for the names of the other ones. So they initially reported 4 men. It's not 4 men. There's a woman. Faith, if you know anybody, because I only know of Ana and Alfredo. I don't know about the other 2. Thank you, Trap. I don't understand how this is allowed. Right. Did your thesis dealt with suicide and corruption in the military? It is very sus, right, Cheeks? Right, Nebulous. Who are the other ones? Because they're not releasing names. They said they were males, but then what about the female? Based on the initial investigation, each case there's no discernible demographic trends other than the fact that they're all 4 deceased soldiers were male. Really? This was on the 29th of August as this was released. They all died because of different circumstances. Each death is being investigated independently and thoroughly. The Department of Army Criminal Investigation Division, the CID, is the lead investigative agency in these 4 soldier deaths. 2 of the 4 incidents took place off post and are being investigated in coordination with local law enforcement agencies. So they're committed to supporting the investigation. Each of the units of the deceased soldiers is actively planning unit memorial services. Like what? The services are available to all soldiers and families of soldiers. We ask that you protect the privacy, our respects to the family. We are committed to providing a safe, supportive environment. On August 16th, in response to the first 3 of the 4 deaths, they had a call to action. They have counseling, reconnecting leaders. What else? Training, chaplains, non-clinical counselors. Feedback from the participants is extremely positive, inspiring leaders to all levels to continue to make interactions more routinely. Okay, that's bullshit. Like what? What's their names? The only reason why we know the names of the other folks is because the parents went to the Latin American outlets, Univision. That's what it was. Listen, Faith. I searched. We pulled up Ana's and we pulled up Alfredo's, but who are the other 2? Who are the other 2? They're not releasing names. Interesting. Says Lola Blue. I'm saying that's what it seems like to me. Right. Who are the other 2? Are they in connection to this? I mean, you're saying that there's no trends. Well, I could tell you both of the Ana and Alfredo are Latino. Say that much. What's going on? Something's not making sense from this. So I'm going to keep looking into it. And I didn't even want to like make a huge live because there was limited information that we have thus far, other than a couple of TikTok videos and, you know, interviews with Univision and stuff like that. But I'm kind of curious to know about the other 2 deaths. And why did they report them as male when Ana clearly is female? Is Ana separate? She went to the same base. Is she separate from this? None of it is making sense. Even after Vanessa Guillen's death, like all this crap, the fact that they can change their name and they think that they can get away with this shit and hide it like 4 people. I know, right, Deborah? It seems very airtight. Like they're just covering it up. I hope, well, if you guys can do me a favor, I mean, we have like 96 people in here. If you guys can share the live, because I mean, I don't see any other YouTuber talking about this. It's just like, I was watching the interviews in Spanish and I was watching kind of the interaction. It just made me feel some type of way because I was like, nobody else is talking about this. We gotta tag the. I'm gonna resend this out there and tag Fort Cavazos to it on Twitter. Right. And that's because they spoke to the outlets. Who are the other 2 people? Interesting. It's very unsettling. 4. We only know of 2 by name because the family spoke out. We don't know who the other 2. And then they even said that it was 4 male when we have a female. Like, is this a 5th death in a month? Where are the journalists at? Why aren't they talking about this? Univision, where's Jorge Ramos? Where's all these people that are like really good at the media? Can y'all get them into this? That's crazy. That is crazy. I think it's a cover up. I think it's a cover up. Y'all, don't be sending your kids to no Fort Cavazos, Fort Hood, or anything. Please don't do that. Because these people do not give a shit about your children. I'll just say, like, please, if you aspire to go to the military, go to a different base. Go do your research on the base. Don't go to this base. They owe more. They owe more than just this blanket ass statement. They do. This is not okay. It's not. This is not okay. It's not. It's not. And I feel like the families aren't English speaking, so they go to, Univision for help and stuff. Yeah, well, and that is true. That's true. You don't get to pick the base that you go to. I'm just like, I'm so leery about stuff. I'm so leery about the military. I'm just being honest with you. And I have family in the military. I think part of that is the issue. Right, Lola, that's the question. It's a lot of history. A lot of history. Interesting. When did they say that? Army Ryan McCarthy said Tuesday that 14 leaders of Fort Hood had been suspended or relieved from their duties. This was in 2020. It doesn't okay, so that was in 2020. Gotcha. I was like, no, that's not recent, is it? It could have been your daughter. It could have been anybody's daughter. Right. I hope that they get connected with Vanessa's family because I'm sure Vanessa's family will bring some attention to this, right? Anyways, guys, I'm going to let you guys go because I could feel the congestion coming back again. So I got to go and blow my nose and do all that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you guys can do me a favor and just share this live to bring some more light to this situation because I ain't seen really anybody talking about it. And it concerns me a little bit. And maybe with a little bit of like, I don't know, maybe putting a light on their asses, we might get some more information, I hope. I don't know. It sucks. Thank you. I'm getting there. It's slowly, but I'm getting there. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll be 100. But yes. Thank you. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. I got to head out. But you guys have a great one. I'm going to go rest. That's what I'm going to do. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.